Come on, Soda Pop, let's go.
Scott Airspin, Sioux Falls. Have a few things tonight. I saw that the Dakota access easement was on the first reading tonight. I didn't even know that we got this far. I found it a bit ironic that one of the former mayors of our city, Gary Hansen, was the only PUC member to vote against this. I'm against it totally, to tell you the truth, so I'll just put that out there. I don't think we need to be building pipelines. I think we need to be building more solar panels and more wind turbines, but we vote against that stuff too. I just think it's too close to the city, and we shouldn't be putting in pipelines on our city-owned property. It sounds like kind of a hassle for us, and I would urge you to all vote no, so to have them move and not be on our property. As for the administration building, I don't think we really need it. I think it's just another thing to blow a bunch of money on stuff. Seems like this administration and council has been very successful at spending our money. I don't know how much of it's been prudent. It's a great example today when Councilor Jameson said during the informational meeting, doesn't seem like there's a lot of homework done on why we really need this building. We have all these other buildings that we're using that we want to take these people out of and put them in this building, but we haven't said really why we're going to stop using these other buildings, except that we're going to build up a surplus. It's 2016. Don't need to have everybody underneath the same building to work. You know, Governor Rounds got in trouble because he had to have a fleet of airplanes because he had to fly everywhere to do business. Sorry. We have Skype, we have internet, we have telephones, we have teleconferencing. I can go on and on and on. I was in a meeting at work the other day over the television with the guy in Chicago. We don't need to be in the same building to work together. It's ludicrous and it's old school and something they did back in the 40s. I really think you guys should vote against this. Another reason is I think it's terrible to ask for the city councilors up here for their outgoing vote to spend $24 million taxpayer money. Seems kind of silly for them to put us in more debt as one of their final votes. I think it should be researched more by the next council. Give them a year to come up with a better plan. I do have something, well, I'll leave this to last, but as for SIRE, you know, I was working on the regular video today at the informational, and but it wasn't working again. When are we going to fix this, people? Really? We continue to pay for this as taxpayers, and it doesn't work. We pay these people in the IT department almost $100,000 a year. Is there nobody in this city that knows how to get it to work? Nobody? No consultants? Is nobody in the city? Do we have to fly someone in from China to fix this? Seriously, it's been broke for like 6 years. I don't understand it. It baffles me of the things we succeed in this city, and we succeed a lot of great things. We can't fix the software program. Wow, that blows my mind. But on a positive note, I was in Monk's the other night, and Monk's is the location of one of the free condom. They give out free condoms in the bathroom. There's a dispenser in there. And I walked in there, and it was completely empty. I thought, oh boy, they're not even bringing them here. They're just putting a dispenser up. So I asked the bartender, and he works almost every day there. I said, are they not refilling the free condom dispenser? And he said, oh no, they're here all the time refilling it. He said it's a very popular program. And he goes, they just go through them that quick. So I was happy to see that. So I'll leave you on that positive note.
Thank you, Scott. We appreciate that. Folks, anybody else want to engage the council? Welcome.
Bruce Danielson, Sioux Falls. Once again, this administration is asking a lot from us. We are being asked to believe in the Tooth Fairy, Peter Pan, plus after trying to get information from SIRE again, the almighty Wizard of Oz. Can you try and get the information services to get it running? In the last few weeks, we've In the next few weeks, we may have a surprise for you on how media and transcripts can be made public without a budget. Some of us have been working on a little project that may surprise all of you in the very near future. And by the way, did you all receive your real estate tax notice recently? I did. And I saw my taxes climb substantially for real estate. What did we get for this increase? Schools of questionable necessity, a city abusing the county's jail budget, a lot of city buildings and city services to support what we are seeing. This administration uses the boomtown theme to boom us out of our pocketbooks. Today and in the last few months, we've been hearing about the desperate need to spend more money on buildings with a little justification. On the screen right now are going to be a series of photos as Jim passes them past. Look at these photos. To get rid of about $130,000 in rent, we're going to be spending $25 million. To give a bit of terrible storage for SMG at the Denny. Here's the water building that just went by, with its too short walls to make it impossible to store anything. If you look at the water building, it actually only has 10-foot side walls. So there's no way you're going to be able to get forklifts in the building to move anything. If it's going to be real storage, that's not possible. So it's terrible storage. There's also a drop box in this group of pictures for utility bills, and it made me think, how many of the reported 500 daily visits to the water building are actually people driving up, dropping pieces of paper or checks into the drop box? Because I've been to that building. It's only about 4,000 square foot or so. There's not enough room for 500 people to visit that building in a day. Maybe it's time to consider something radical. Let's sell a bunch of buildings. We have a bunch of buildings around here that you're seeing that maybe we don't need them anymore. So as the photos go by, think about the waste we seem to continue to build over and over again on. Why not look at the empty or near empty buildings in Sioux Falls to get everyone in one location? If we must build next to Romantics, then build it out to hold everybody. Let's consider the complex up on Benson Road, formerly known as Capital One HSBC. And these buildings will house 1,000 people working in cubicles. The buildings are empty thanks to our boomtown mentality of low wages for those who pay for the city salaries. I guess what we're getting at is why not fix what we have, look outside the box, and not be so ready to close out this administration with another building's grand opening celebration. I don't know about you, but haven't we seen enough real estate tax increases without any real wages to go with? And one more item, I recently asked for a hazardous materials report on the new indoor pool. This is a report required to start the planning on a new pool due to the deadly chemicals stored and used there. Why did this administration once again fail to do its due diligence and make sure this building started out safe from the drawing board to now? Oh, and by the way, I'll be back soon with a Mortensen Event Center update. I know you can hardly wait. Thanks.
Thank you, Bruce. We appreciate that. Folks, anybody else want to engage the council? Welcome.
SIRE, Bruce, Sioux Falls. Mayor, this is for you. I'm here tonight. I really didn't want to come because my temper level is beyond ridiculous with your chief of policemen. Julie Briggs is here for the cities to reach out to the city. She is not on the streets. I'm heavy into the streets, pimping, prostitution, and human trafficking. I want the chief of police, for you to ask the chief of police to give me those records for the numbers of arrests on human trafficking, prostitution, and pimping, because they're putting it together as one whole. Human trafficking and pimping and prostitution is 3 different categories here. Call volume in hotels is on the rise again. Julie Briggs is, I think the city attorney is pushing too much paper on her, and she's not getting out in the community and reaching out to these problems here. 41st and Louise just settled a suit that I had filed with Pierre on race discrimination on 41st and Louise. Julie Briggs needs to be on this prostitution, this pimping, this human trafficking, these LGBT issues that are rising in the city, which is in Pierre. I reached out to Colleen. I was not happy with Colleen at all. So I'm reaching out to you, Mayor, to please get a hold of the city council. I want an itemized of what she is doing here. How is she reaching out to the community here? Because the taxpayers are paying her salary. I disagree with her and Colleen and the city attorney. She's not reaching out like she is. I'm a community activist doing this for free and hit the streets more than what she's hitting here. She has been doing this for so many years, and she quotes that she does not know what's going on in the city. Mayor, I'm going to call your secretary up next week, and I want your chief of police to reach out to me, or I'm going to put pressure on your police department, or I want you to reach out to me on these issues. I want a report on these issues. The motels and hotels is not getting resolved. We have Motel 6, 51-year-old woman working there and prostituting. We have ads on Craigslist that I pulled up on my phone. Husband and wife want a live-in boyfriend for sex 3 times a week. Lap dances, escorting violations. Want a lap dance at your house and will return money and sex and favors. I reached out to the crime scene units, asked them, is it because of the undercovers are not doing a lot of role playing here, or do we need some more undercovers to do the role of it because they're not catching these people? They said that the sergeant that was doing it is now a lieutenant now, and that someone else is in the role of the street crimes unit. Something has to give in the street crimes unit. I was a confidential informant for 10 years, okay? You don't do that in 10 years just to get somewhere. You got to do role playing. You got to buzz these people. I totally disagree with your chief of police with this human trafficking and this pimping and prostitution. It is not, they might be doing bust, but it's not enough bust that they should be, Mayor. So I'm asking you to please get those reports to me by next week, or I'm going to put pressure on your chief of police, and he's not going to like it. I am very disgusted with your chief of policeman here. Julie Briggs, like you said, when she became the Human Relations Department, that you was pumped up for her for the city, but I'm not too pumped up. I want to know what she's doing here. Please, Mayor, I'm asking you, and this is the last time, because my temper is flaring here, because I can't get through nothing with the city here. I want those reports, and I will be calling Julie in your office by Friday. Thank you, Mayor.
You bet, Sierra. Thank you so much. Appreciate that.
Y'all come back now. Here.